Hello, welcome to OMAT. We're here. We're in the present. We're about to do 8 exercises. But first, I want to talk about being present because I keep talking about it. I keep saying, get present, be present. You're here now. Let's notice what's happening right now. But how can I process my past or plan my future if I'm always in the present? I had to really think about that. And the thing is I think it's about intentions. So thoughts can just wander in and take over, and they might not be useful at the moment. I wanted to stop that. That's why being present is good, because otherwise, my brain could just decide, I'm going to think about this now. We're going to take you away from this process. I'm going to decide this. But instead, as thoughts come in, I now can practice saying, hey, can I think about this later? Does this matter right now? Is this a useful thought right now? I don't have to delete it from my system, but let me plan another time to think about it so that my intentions make sense. There's also a thing called grounding that I do. And every once in a while, I look up and I go, okay, I see a bike, I see a tape measure, I see a mug. And as I notice what's happening around, that gets me more present. It's a useful technique that even people with people going through anxiety attacks or have an anxiety disorder, they use it to get present. In the present, there's so much less anxiety. So let's get present. Let's get into the moment. What does that mean for you right now? It means that if you're worried about something, if it's not happening right now, we're going to give ourselves permission to think about it at a different time. You could even put it on your calendar. I'm going to worry tomorrow from 2 to 3. And then let's get into the exercises. All right, right now, I'm going to look for gratitude as an exercise for what's happening right now. Let me try to focus. And that gets me 2 things. It lets me notice what I have to be grateful for. And it gets me present because I'm looking for what to be grateful for in the present time. Let's use this technique looking for any gratitude right now. Let's wrap for now, finding the water. And this is a mindful exercise. Why? Because we are actively in control of what our next thought is. We are practicing being in that control. So I can go, oh, I'm really grateful for the sunshine out today. I'm really grateful for my bike. I really hate oh no, that's not what we're thinking. Dial it back, switch, and I am changing my own mind. So that's the practice. Let's do that with our meditation. All this stuff is going on in our head. Now we're going to decide what's going to happen. And as we blip up, like, whoops, I was going to think about this, or I was going to not think about this, and it happened anyway, I'm practicing going back. Let's sit in any comfortable position, eyes opened or closed, and breathe. As we come back, let's find our water. And that's how 1 minute of meditation happened today. We don't have to do anything about it. Let's keep going. Let's go into our writing section. This is an exercise that lets you process thoughts differently than how it happens in your mind. If you have thoughts in your mind and you write them down on a piece of paper, for some reason those same thoughts change. They help process a little bit. Let's see what happens. Let's just look for writing. Nothing needs to happen but that. Looking for one word or more right now. Let's wrap the thought for now. Finding the water. Sometimes when I write, it helps organize my thoughts. Sometimes when I write, it makes me realize how disorganized those particular thoughts are in the head. And so I use it as a dumping ground. Write it without having any control over it. See what happens in the chaos on the piece of paper. Let's keep going. Let's stretch. Already start to stretch so that you can show yourself it's not something to be nervous about. It happens. We're already elongated. Let's do a sun salutation. Stand if you could stand and inhale the arms out, up, reaching up, looking up. Making any small movements here. Sometimes I like to bend one elbow and then the other. If that works for you, do it. Try it here if you want. Fold forward, hanging over the feet. And I stayed in that first pose a little bit longer than usual. If you want to stay in this one a little longer, that's fine. We'll meet you in a halfway lift, flat back. Let's get into that high plank. Plant your palms down, step your feet back, and lower with your elbows near all the way down. Push your palms and your chest starts coming up, head comes up, look up. And let's meet in down dog when you're ready. Hips up into an upside down V. Your head, your gaze is looking at your thighs. If you want, you can close your eyes. Walk your feet forward towards your hands and slowly rise, meeting the palms above the head and exhaling them down to the center of the chest. And even though we're being timed, some of this timing is still up to you. You can take an extra moment here, an extra moment there. You can see what the timing of your body is. And we move on. Let's have some water and have some plank. It's plank time. What does that mean in your mind? Do you start hearing a theme song? Do you start saying, oh no, stop that thought. Let's be in control of what our thought is. And let's say, I want to, I'm willing, I'm able in whatever way. And that's the way I'm going to do it in 3, 2, 1. Up in plank pose, that is what we're doing right now. How do you get motivated to do it? First you do it, then you see if the motivation comes. That's 10 seconds. And in this plank pose, we're practicing that. We're practicing doing it. We're practicing believing that we're going to do it. That's 20 seconds. Because in theory, oh, I'm going to do a plank every day, or I'm going to do a plank for just 5 seconds. Here the theory comes to life for 30 more seconds. And that's who you are now. You're a person who says, I'm going to do this at this time. And then you watch it happen and you start believing yourself for 20 more seconds. What do you want to believe? You can really tell yourself anything. And you repeat it long enough, your body will believe it. So for 10 seconds, what do you want your body to believe in this pose, for this exercise, for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Come down off the plank, maybe stretch your way back. Always finding water. There's always time for water. Maybe you noticed something about the plank, maybe you didn't. Hooray for you for trying. Let's keep going. Let's try in this exercise. Every exercise brings us a similar thing. We have to start and stop. We have to see what our body and mind feels about it and see if we can propel it to do it. Let's take on a task as small as possible, but doing it right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. And finding that you're probably not going to see big results from a 1-minute task. You are practicing allowing 1 minute of work to stack higher. If every time I go to the bathroom, I wipe something down, what will my bathroom look like as opposed to the opposite? All right, let's keep going. Let's connect. Let's tell someone you wiped down your bathroom, or tell someone you took your vitamin, tell someone you did a plank, or tell someone you're thinking about them. Let's generate that connection muscle, get it warmed up, and see what we can connect with right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. Finding that we don't have to hand in a report for every single thing we do. We can have a little private, I did that, and then we can move on. Let's go into our aerobics. Let's move our body, our beautiful, precious body that we get to use. What part of it do you get to use? Let's exercise those parts. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Move your body. Look at what parts you get to use. Are you able to walk around? Are you able to move your arms? Congratulations. You've been doing it for 10 seconds. Make sure that you're focused on this. If you're in the present, you can be focused on your movements. If you focus on your movements, you can be present. That's 20 seconds. So we're practicing so much. We can also practice a version of meditation here, following the breath, being present, conscious, 30 seconds. We're more than halfway done. We can practice our gratitude. I'm so grateful I get to move this part of my body. For 20 more seconds, I can conjure up the right energy to keep on going. We don't hurt ourselves here, but we do push ourselves to be just a little bit better. For 10 more seconds, keep it going as strong as your body and mind will allow for today. For 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Have some water. How does that feel? Thank you for taking OMAT today.